Hi, everybody. Pastor Dennis here. I'm really excited to start the Enjoying God series with you, especially in the small groups. We've been waiting for this for about 6 months or so, and to finally see it here, I'm just really excited about being a part of it all and growing myself. If there's anything that I want to do, it's enjoy God, and I want that for you as well. To make that happen, we thought that it would be appropriate to give you a few starter questions as you dialogue in your small groups about the sermon that you heard this past weekend. It was a bit of an overview on the whole topic of enjoying God. Let me give just a little bit of a context and then give you a few questions that I'd like for you to dialogue about. If you remember back, we talked about Psalm number 43. It was written by an unnamed psalmist who was going through a really difficult time in his own personal life. And the psalm reflects that. His soul, his innermost part was upset. We would say his stomach was tied up in knots. And the psalm describes what he did to deal with that struggle that he was experiencing at the time. And one of the most important principles that he relied upon, one of the great discoveries that came to his mind while he was going through the midst of it, was that he could find his greatest joy when he made God his greatest joy. It's really an interesting principle, a principle that kind of goes against what we normally think and naturally would think. We tend to think that our greatest joy comes when I'm happiest about me. And the scriptures say it's just the opposite. When I'm happiest about God, when I'm finding my greatest joy and the delight the Bible talks about in Him, that's when I experience my greatest satisfaction in life. I'm happiest when God is most glorified. And God is most glorified when I'm enjoying Him. And that's what this whole series is about. And it's the reason why we're encouraging you to get together. And this time is meant to allow you to go a little bit deeper, into the text by answering a few questions and giving yourself a chance to be transparent, to be honest and open with another group of people, because we're all on this journey together. So let me just throw out a couple of questions for you to talk about in your group. First, we're using this term enjoying God. What are some of the other things in life that you enjoy? You might take a few minutes to share with each other some of the things where you find great happiness, great joy, things that you really like doing that bring you satisfaction in life. That might help you get to know each other a little bit more. A second thing that I would like for you to do is talk a little bit about what the term enjoying God means. When you think of that phrase, what comes to your mind? And that'll give you a chance then to evaluate and share with each other a little bit about where you're at right now. Are you enjoying God? Have you enjoyed Him in the past? What will it take for you to enjoy Him in the future? And you can be honest in this small group. That's what we're trying to do. We're all on a journey. We all need growth and development in our lives, but this will just give you a chance to talk a little bit more about these things. Then maybe another question that you could take a look at was some of the ways that we can begin to enjoy God. If we're not enjoying Him right now, what will it take for us to enjoy Him? And we highlighted from our 2020 vision some of the key areas that we need to keep working on in order to make God our greatest enjoyment. The first is going to be when we're growing in our knowledge and our love for the Lord. And so we talked about the importance this last weekend, the importance of God's Word and the importance of prayer. When we're learning and meditating and thinking about God's Word, we find joy growing in our hearts. So that's Jeremiah 15 and verse 16. You might look up that verse again and then talk a little bit about how you're doing in your quiet times and in your study and in your memorization. Are you finding joy there? Are you growing in your prayer times? That's another key area for enjoying God. As we draw close to Him in prayer, Psalm 16:11, in His presence is fullness of joy. Are you experiencing that in your prayers? The psalmist was going through a really tough time. Are you in that same place right now? See, we are going to enjoy God as we're growing in our knowledge of God. We're going to, secondly, enjoy God when we're connecting with God's people. And that's why it's so important for you to be in this small group. As we learn to love each other and care for each other, God's love begins to show through us. And we find great joy in that. Are you connected? Do you feel a sense of belonging at Emmanuel Faith Church? You could talk about some of that. How will this small group contribute to that? And another key area for enjoying God is this whole arena of mentoring and connecting to other people on a deeper level, where you're giving to others and receiving. See, all of these things are really important, and this is a chance now for you to dialogue and interact about it. Growing and connecting and sharing. We'll enjoy God as we share the things that God has given to us. Remember, it's more blessed to give than it is to receive. And as we share the gifts that God has given to us in service, and as we share the good news of Christ, boy, we're going to enjoy God, and people are going to enjoy Him as well. And it's going to be a great time. So would you stop for a few minutes and think about whether you're growing and connecting and sharing, and how these things are helping you enjoy God, or maybe some of the areas that you need some recommitment in. So the whole point of this time together is to give you a bit of a pep talk here and to encourage you. And that's what the psalmist did at the end of Psalm 43. He put his hope in God, and that's what we want to do. So there's a number of different directions that you can take this, and you feel free to dialogue and discuss about any or all of these. Or if there's some other issues that come up, feel free to take off on those as well. But we just want you to know that we love you and are trying to encourage you to enjoy God. Because as you do, you'll find that joy just welling up in your own life. So enjoy your small group, and I'll look forward to being again with you this next weekend.